Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, silent ocean, shrouded in absolute darkness. The air is still, but you can feel a tremendous weight pulling at you, a silent force beneath the black water. Now open your eyes and look up at the night sky. Far beyond the glowing clouds of our atmosphere, beyond the quiet orbits of our planets, lies a monster. It is sleeping in the dark. Tonight, we are embarking on a journey to the very heart of the Milky Way galaxy. We are going to look through the golden, hexagonal mirrors of the James Webb Space Telescope. For the first time, humanity has turned this unparalleled instrument towards Sagittarius A star, the supermassive black hole at the center of our galactic home. And what it saw is deeply unsettling. It is a beautiful, terrifying reality that challenges everything we thought we knew. Lie back, breathe slowly, and let the vastness of the cosmos embrace you. We are about to look into the abyss. To understand the gravity of what we are about to witness, we must first understand the veil that hides it. For decades, the center of our galaxy has been a profound mystery. Located roughly 26,000 light-years away from our pale blue dot, Sagittarius A star is hidden behind impenetrable walls of cosmic dust and thick, swirling gas. Visible light telescopes, like the beloved Hubble, are blind here. They see only shadows. But the James Webb Space Telescope was built differently. It does not look at the light we can see. It feels the heat. It looks in the infrared spectrum, allowing it to pierce through the cosmic fog like a lighthouse cutting through a storm. Previously, the Event Horizon Telescope gave us a blurry, glowing ring, a monumental achievement that showed us the shadow of the beast. But Webb offers something entirely new. It shows us the environment, the chaotic, violent dance of energy and matter immediately surrounding the black hole. We are not just looking at a void anymore. We are looking at a living, breathing cosmic engine, and the details are haunting. Let us begin our descent into the deep. Leaving the comforting glow of our solar system, we drift outward. The stars begin to streak past us, quiet and serene. The journey to the galactic core is incredibly long, a voyage across tens of thousands of light years. But in the theater of the mind, we travel at the speed of thought. The illustration for this moment is a slow, seamless transition from the familiar constellations of our night sky into a dense, almost claustrophobic sea of ancient red stars. As we move deeper, the empty space we are so accustomed to begins to vanish. We often believe a myth that space is a uniform, empty vacuum. But here, as we approach the center, the void is replaced by a suffocating density of stellar bodies and ancient gas. But what happens as the golden mirrors of the telescope finally align? Imagine a massive golden eye opening in the freezing dark of space, adjusting its focus to the darkest point in the sky. The telescope gathers photons that have been traveling for 26 millennia. The illustration here is the mechanical unfolding of the Webb telescope, silent and graceful, juxtaposed against a chaotic background of deep space. These mirrors are catching infrared light, the faint thermal whispers of the universe. It is a slow, methodical process. Every photon is a piece of a puzzle, carrying secrets from a place where time and space begin to break down. The telescope is not just looking, it is listening to the heat of the void. Piercing the great veil. The first thing Webb reveals is the dust itself. It is not just debris, it is a glowing, twisting architecture of creation and destruction. The illustration for this block is a massive, dark cloud, suddenly glowing with iridescent hues of crimson, amber, and gold, illuminated from within by hidden fires. It is a common misconception that cosmic dust is like the dust in our homes. In reality, these are colossal molecular clouds, light years across, where new stars are violently born. Webb sees through these thick curtains, revealing the hidden structures of the galactic core. The beauty is mesmerizing, but it is a chaotic, turbulent beauty that hints at the extreme forces lurking just behind it. The sudden shift in the stellar population. As we push closer, the environment becomes hostile. We enter the nuclear star cluster. Imagine a sky where millions of stars shine so brightly that night never falls. The illustration is a blinding, spherical swarm of ancient, dying stars, packed millions of times closer together than the stars in our own neighborhood. Webb's infrared sensors capture this suffocating brilliance perfectly. These stars are moving at terrifying speeds, whipped around by an unseen gravitational anchor. Their light is shifted and warped. It is deeply unsettling to realize how fragile a solar system like ours would be in such a chaotic, crowded environment. Here, peace is an illusion. The gravitational whisper. Even before we see the black hole, we can feel its presence in the data. The massive gravitational pull of Sagittarius A star dictates the movement of everything within dozens of light years. The illustration for this moment is a visualization of gravity, invisible ripples in the fabric of space-time radiating outward like waves in a dark pond. We are breaking the myth that a black hole is a cosmic vacuum cleaner that simply sucks everything in. Instead, it is a master conductor of a violent symphony. Objects can orbit it safely for billions of years, provided they move fast enough. But the sheer influence, the way it bends the paths of colossal stars, is a chilling reminder of its invisible power. And then, the true face of the abyss begins to emerge. Not a hole, not an empty space, but a swirling maelstrom of superheated gas. The illustration is a hypnotic, slow-motion rendering of an accretion disk, glowing in unnatural shades of deep orange and terrifying violet. James Webb cannot see the singularity itself, for no light escapes it, but it sees the feast. It sees the gas and dust being ripped apart, friction heating it to millions of degrees. The image is disturbing because it is not silent or still. It is a tempest of unimaginable fury, a place where matter is stretched, broken, and fundamentally altered before it crosses the threshold of no return. The haunting flares of Sagittarius A. One of the most disturbing discoveries Webb has made involves sudden, inexplicable flashes of infrared light. The illustration for this block shows the dark center of the accretion disk suddenly erupting with a blinding, jagged flare, like lightning inside a hurricane. These are not steady lights. They are violent, erratic outbursts. Astronomers watch these flares with a sense of unease. They represent massive clumps of matter being torn apart and accelerated to near the speed of light in a matter of hours. It is as if the sleeping monster occasionally thrashes in its sleep, sending shockwaves of energy screaming into the void. Magnetic serpents twisting in the dark. What controls this violent dance? It is not just gravity but incredibly powerful magnetic fields. The illustration is a complex, three-dimensional web of glowing blue and white lines, twisting and snapping around the black hole like a nest of vipers. We often ignore magnetism when thinking of gravity, a common myth in understanding the cosmos. But here, magnetic fields are so strong, they guide the flow of superheated plasma, funneling it toward the event horizon, or blasting it away in colossal jets. Webb's instruments can detect the polarization of light caused by these fields, revealing an environment that is twisted, chaotic, and fundamentally hostile to any known physics. The terrifying speed of the inner orbit. As matter approaches the event horizon, it does not gently fall in, it accelerates to a fraction of the speed of light. The illustration for this moment is a blurred, glowing river of gas whipping around a dark sphere so fast that it seems to smear into a solid ring. The sheer kinetic energy here is mind-boggling. If you were floating near this stream, the radiation and friction would instantly vaporize you. The disturbing truth is that this violent carousel is the final waiting room before obliteration. The matter here is stripped of its identity, reduced to its most basic subatomic particles. The phenomenon of time dilation. Here, physics as we experience it begins to betray us. As we look closer to the edge, time itself slows down. The illustration is a surreal, slow-motion drop of liquid light falling toward a black sphere, seemingly freezing in place as it gets closer. It is a profound, almost terrifying concept. To an outside observer looking through Webb, an object falling into Sagittarius A star would appear to slow down infinitely, its light stretching into deep red until it fades from view. But for the object itself, the fall is swift and violent. It is a chilling paradox. The edge of the black hole is a place where time goes to die. The S stars, the doomed dancers. Webb's incredible resolution allows us to track the individual stars that orbit precariously close to the supermassive black hole. They are known as the S stars. The illustration is a glowing, intricate spirograph pattern drawn by bright dots zooming around a central dark point. These massive, ancient stars are caught in a gravitational grip so tight that their orbits are deeply elliptical. When they swing close to the black hole, they accelerate to millions of miles per hour. Watching them through Webb's data is like watching moths flutter around a flame. It is a beautiful, yet inherently disturbing celestial waltz. Breaking the myth of destruction, we must confront a pervasive myth that black holes are merely engines of death. The new Webb data paints a more complex, unsettling picture of creation born from destruction. The illustration for this block shows a violent outburst from the black hole, slamming into a nearby cloud of cold gas, causing it to collapse and spark with the bright blue light of newborn stars. The energy released by Sagittarius A star actually triggers star formation in its vicinity. It is a creator and a destroyer simultaneously. This duality is disturbing because it challenges our desire for simple cosmic narratives. Life and death in the universe are intricately, violently entangled. The shadow of the event horizon. While Webb measures the infrared heat, it is the absence of heat at the very center that commands our attention. The illustration is a slow, zooming focus onto an area of absolute, perfect darkness, ringed by a halo of blinding light. This is the shadow of the event horizon. It is the boundary where the escape velocity exceeds the speed of light. Looking at this shadow through the lens of Webb's data is profoundly unnerving. You are looking at a tear in the fabric of the universe. It is a place cut off from our reality, holding secrets that we may never, ever uncover. The information paradox. As we stare into this shadow, a chilling philosophical question arises. What happens to the information, the fundamental blueprint of the matter that falls in? The illustration for this moment is a glowing, complex mathematical equation slowly disintegrating into scattered, meaningless ash as it touches a dark sphere. Quantum mechanics suggests information cannot be destroyed. General relativity suggests that inside a black hole it must be. This paradox disturbs the greatest minds on Earth. When Webb looks at Sagittarius A, it is looking at a cosmic anomaly that breaks the very laws of physics we rely on to understand our existence. Translating the invisible into the visible, we must remember that what we see from Webb is a translation. Infrared light is invisible to human eyes. The illustration is a cascade of raw, numerical data raining down like a digital matrix, which smoothly shifts into the breathtaking, false-color images we recognize. Scientists assign colors to different wavelengths of heat to make sense of the chaos. The glowing reds, oranges, and deep blues are a language created by humans to comprehend the incomprehensible. It is slightly eerie to realize that if you were standing there, you would not see these colors. You would only feel a blinding heat and the crushing weight of gravity. The cold, creeping realization of scale. Let us take a moment to understand the size of the monster. Sagittarius A star has a mass 4 million times that of our Sun. The illustration is a tiny, glowing speck, representing our entire solar system being dwarfed by a colossal, shadowed sphere that fills the entire frame. Yet, despite this enormous mass, the actual event horizon could comfortably fit within the orbit of Mercury. It is an unfathomable amount of matter crushed into an unimaginably small space. This density is what makes it so terrifying. It represents a concentration of power that renders our entire world entirely insignificant. The ghosts of devoured worlds. What has this black hole eaten over its billions of years of existence? Webb's data helps at the chemical composition of the swirling gas clouds. The illustration for this block is a swirling stream of glowing dust, within which faint, ghostly outlines of shattered planets and shredded stars briefly appear before dissolving. We are dispelling the myth that the material around the black hole is just random hydrogen. It is rich with heavy elements, the pulverized remains of ancient star systems, perhaps even worlds that once harbored life. We are looking at a cosmic graveyard, violently churning in the dark. The hypnotic spin of the singularity. The data suggests that Sagittarius A star is not just sitting there, it is spinning at an incredible rate. The illustration is a visualization of space itself being twisted, swirling like water going down a drain, dragging the light and gas along with it. This phenomenon is known as frame dragging. The black hole is spinning so fast that it literally drags the fabric of space-time around it. This means that near the event horizon, to stand still is impossible. Space itself is rushing toward the abyss. It is a deeply disorienting thought, a reminder that the universe is far more fluid and terrifying than we can easily grasp. Webb's unique perspective compared to the past. Why are these specific observations so revolutionary? While radio telescopes showed us the silhouette, Webb shows us the temperature, the density, and the composition of the chaotic environment. The illustration is a side-by-side transition from a fuzzy orange radio ring to a breathtakingly detailed, multi-layered infrared tapestry of glowing gas and sharp stellar points. Webb is taking the temperature of the beast. By seeing the infrared, we can finally map how energy flows into and out of the supermassive black hole. It transforms a dark mystery into a complex, functioning anatomical chart of a galactic heart. The mystery of the quiet giant. One of the most disturbing aspects of Sagittarius A star that Webb is helping to investigate is its relative silence. The illustration for this moment is a comparison. On one side, a bright, violently erupting quasar shooting jets across the universe. On the other, our black hole, a dark, quiet, smoldering ember. For a black hole of its size, ours is surprisingly starved. It consumes very little matter compared to others in the universe. But why? Is it just a quiet phase, or has it exhausted its local food supply? The quiet is unsettling, like watching a sleeping predator, knowing it could wake up and feast at any moment. The hidden structures, the galactic center radio arcs. As Webb pans slightly outward from the core, it detects strange, organized structures. The illustration shows massive, parallel threads of glowing energy, stretching for dozens of light years, looking like the strings of a cosmic harp. These are highly organized magnetic filaments, and their origin is still a profound mystery. Are they scars from a past explosion of the black hole? Are they interacting with the dark matter that holds the galaxy together? Finding order in such a chaotic environment is deeply uncanny. It suggests there are rules at play in the extreme universe that we have yet to discover. The presence of dark matter. Speaking of the unseen, Webb's observations of the stars orbiting the core are helping astronomers map the invisible scaffolding of the galaxy. The illustration is a glowing web of dark matter, superimposed over the stars, revealing the hidden mass that keeps the galaxy from flying apart. We bust the myth that only the black hole holds the galaxy together. While massive, Sagittarius A star only accounts for a tiny fraction of the Milky Way's mass. It is the vast halo of dark matter that truly rules. The black hole is merely a dark jewel set in the center of an invisible, infinitely larger crown. The eerie beauty of the circumnuclear disk. Surrounding the immediate chaotic zone is a massive, rotating ring of molecular gas and dust. The illustration for this block is a colossal, glowing donut of cold dust and warm gas, shifting in hues of deep blue and crimson. Webb's infrared eyes map this disk perfectly. It is the reservoir of future fuel for the black hole. Watching it is like watching a slow, inevitable avalanche. Over millions of years, this material will lose momentum, spiral inward, and eventually be consumed. It is a chilling reminder of the slow, grinding inevitability of cosmic time. The fear of the unknown. Why do these images from James Webb disturb us so deeply? It is not just the physics, it is the psychology of staring into a void. The illustration is a human silhouette standing on a barren asteroid, looking up at the colossal swirling eye of the galactic core. Humans are wired to seek patterns, to find light, and to understand our surroundings. A black hole represents the ultimate unknown, an absolute boundary to our perception. Webb gives us the sharpest, most detailed look at the edge of this boundary. It forces us to confront the limits of our own existence and the profound fragility of our reality. The possibility of a future awakening. Webb's data forces astronomers to consider the future. What happens if a massive gas cloud, like the one known as G2, falls directly into the black hole? The illustration is a dramatic prediction, a peaceful dark core suddenly erupting in a blinding quasar-like flash, sending intense radiation sweeping across the inner galaxy. While Earth is too far away to be destroyed, our night sky would change. The center of the Milky Way would glow with a terrifying, unnatural brilliance. Webb shows us that the sleeping giant is not dead, it is merely resting, and the universe is full of sudden awakenings. The harmony of the spheres. Despite the violence, the radiation, and the gravitational extremes, there is an undeniable, hypnotic harmony to it all. The illustration for this moment is a zoomed-out, time-lapse view of the galactic core, where the chaotic orbits of stars and swirling gas blend into a smooth, majestic cosmic whirlpool. Physics dictates a grim reality, yet the result is deeply beautiful. The balance between the outward pressure of the hot gas and the inward pull of gravity creates a temporary stability. It is a violent equilibrium. To find peace in observing this takes a shift in perspective, embracing the chaos as part of a grander design. A mirror to our own minds. When we use our most advanced technology to look at the most extreme environment in the universe, we are also looking back at ourselves. The illustration is the reflection of the golden Webb mirrors superimposed over the dark eye of the black hole. We are a species that evolved on a tiny, quiet rock, yet we have built tools to measure the temperature of hellfire 26,000 light-years away. The disturbing nature of Sagittarius A star is a testament to the power of human curiosity. We refuse to be afraid of the dark. We demand to see what is hiding in the shadows. The relentless march of entropy. Ultimately, Webb's observations of the galactic core are a study in entropy, the universe's slow slide into disorder. The illustration is a poetic visualization, bright, organized stars slowly dissolving into a chaotic, glowing mist of radiation, which then fades into absolute black. Black holes are the ultimate engines of entropy. They take complex matter, stars, planets, dust, and reduce it to pure, unrecoverable energy and darkness. It is a deeply melancholic realization. We are witnessing the slow, inevitable winding down of the cosmic clock. But in that winding down, there is a mesmerizing, hypnotic grace. The boundary of the known. We are nearing the end of our deep dive. We have stood at the edge of the abyss and watched the fires of creation and destruction. The illustration for this block is a slow pan away from the violent core, the brilliant colors of the infrared data slowly fading back into the familiar, quiet darkness of deep space. We have broken the myths of empty vacuums and simple gravity. We have seen the twisting magnetic fields, the doomed stars, and the shadow of the event horizon. The James Webb Space Telescope has not just taken a picture, it has opened a door to a reality that is far stranger than fiction. The final gaze before turning back. As we prepare to leave the core, take one last look at the data. Let the sheer scale and power of Sagittarius A star imprint itself on your mind. The illustration is a final, lingering, high-resolution shot of the swirling accretion disk, holding for a long, silent moment before slowly fading to black. It is disturbing, yes. It is violent, chaotic, and fundamentally alien to our terrestrial lives. But it is also our center. It is the gravitational anchor around which our entire galaxy, including our tiny solar system, silently turns. It is a terrifying monster, but it is our monster. We have traveled far tonight. We have left the quiet shores of Earth and plunged into the turbulent, blinding heart of the Milky Way. Through the unparalleled infrared vision of the James Webb Space Telescope, we have faced the disturbing truth of Sagittarius A star. We have seen that the center of our galaxy is not a peaceful void, but a roaring, twisting tempest of gravity, magnetism, and superheated matter. We have looked at the shadow of the event horizon, a place where time stops and physics shatters. It is natural to feel a sense of dread when confronted with such unimaginable power. But let that dread wash over you and transform into profound awe. We are made of star stuff, born from the very same cosmos that harbors these dark giants. We are the universe experiencing itself. Thank you for taking this deep, immersive journey with us into the dark. If you found peace or wonder in this exploration of the abyss, please subscribe and join us for our next voyage. Before you go to sleep tonight, tell us, what do you feel when you imagine the silent, invisible pull of the black hole at the center of our galaxy? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, keep looking up and let the cosmos bring you peace.